When most people picture wealth, they think loud. Fast cars, big houses, expensive vacations. But real wealth? It's quiet. It's not about how much noise you make. It's about how much peace you have. And the funny thing is, most people who are actually getting rich don't even feel rich. They're too busy doing the right things, saving, investing, and building habits that compound quietly in the background. Wealth doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself years later, in the form of options, confidence, and freedom. So if it feels like you're working hard but not seeing a big payoff yet, this video is for you. Because today, we're breaking down 7 subtle signs you're quietly becoming wealthy, even if it doesn't look like it from the outside. Let's start with the first one. Sign number 1. You've learned the power of enough. You're not chasing every trend or upgrading your life every time you get a raise. You've realized that peace of mind feels better than a new gadget. You still enjoy nice things, but only when they fit your plan. You've stopped asking, "What can I afford?" and started asking, "What actually matters?" That quiet shift means your spending is intentional, and every dollar that isn't wasted on status is quietly working for you, in savings, investments, or freedom. Because every time you choose contentment over comparison, you widen the gap between how you live and how most people live, and that gap is where wealth is built. A person making $60,000 but saving 20% is building more wealth than someone making $150,000 and spending all of it. That's not discipline, that's freedom, disguised as simplicity. Sign number 2, you think in decades, not days. When most people look at their money, they think short term. How can I make money fast? How do I flip this into more right now? But you've started thinking differently. You care more about compound growth than quick wins. Maybe you've automated your investing, or you're finally letting time work for you instead of chasing the next big thing. You've realized that wealth isn't built overnight. It's built every night your money stays invested. You're patient when others are panicking. You don't pull out of the market every time headlines turn red. You know time in the market beats timing the market. And that's what separates quiet wealth from loud mistakes. Think of it like this. If you invested just $200 a month in an S&P 500 index fund starting in your 20s, by the time you hit 60, you could easily cross 6 figures, even if you never raised that contribution. That's the math of consistency, not luck. Quiet wealth loves patience. And if you've started thinking long term, you're already ahead of 90% of people. Sign number 3. You've built a cushion, and you don't brag about it. You might not be rich yet, but you've built something powerful. Breathing room. An emergency fund. A few thousand tucked away. Money you don't have to touch. And you're not flashing it, either. You just sleep better knowing life can throw something at you, and you'll be okay. When your car breaks down, you fix it. When your hours get cut, you adapt. That quiet security? That's wealth in disguise. Because the moment you stop living paycheck to paycheck, your brain stops living in survival mode. And when your mind is calm, you make better decisions. In work, in relationships, and in money. Most people underestimate this. But being able to handle a $1,000 surprise expense without panic puts you ahead of nearly half of Americans. Financial freedom doesn't start with millions. It starts with control. And a financial cushion is control in its purest form. Sign number 4. You're earning more, but living smart. You've started making more money, maybe from a raise, a side hustle, or your own projects, but your spending hasn't exploded with it. You didn't go out and double your lifestyle. You're stacking, not flexing. Because you've learned the truth. Wealth isn't built by what you make. It's built by what you keep. That growing gap between your income and your expenses, that's your freedom gap. And every time you resist lifestyle inflation, you buy yourself more freedom tomorrow. Think of it like this. If you get a $10,000 raise and only spend $2,000 of it, you've just given yourself an $8,000 head start on your goals every year. The people who quietly get rich aren't living in scarcity. They're just playing a smarter game, one where delayed gratification becomes accelerated freedom. Because if your lifestyle stays steady while your income climbs, wealth has no choice but to show up. Sign number 5. You see money as a tool, not the goal. At some point, something clicks. You stop seeing money as a scoreboard and start seeing it as a tool. You're not chasing it to impress anyone anymore. You're using it to buy time, freedom, and choice. You don't think, "I want $1 million." You think, "I want my money to buy me a life I actually like." That shift right there, that's when wealth stops being external and starts becoming internal. You might find yourself spending on things that save time, like meal prep, automation tools, or help with your business, instead of things that just look good. You're thinking in ROI, not reputation. When money becomes a servant instead of a master, that's financial maturity, and it's one of the clearest signs you're quietly getting rich. Sign number 6. Money isn't the main character anymore. You used to stress over every bill or worry about every purchase. But now, you don't think about money all the time. You've built systems. Your savings are automated. Your investments happen in the background. You're finally focused on bigger questions. What am I building? Who am I spending time with? What do I actually want to do next? When money moves from stress to stability, you've quietly crossed a line most people never reach. You don't chase dopamine from spending anymore. You get it from progress, a paid-off card, a growing investment balance, the calm of financial stability. And here's the irony. When you stop obsessing over money, that's usually when it starts working hardest for you. Sign number 7. You're rich in time, not just money. This is the ultimate one. You've stopped glorifying busy. You'd rather have a free afternoon than a fancier watch. Maybe you've started saying no to things that drain you. Maybe you're outsourcing small chores. Or maybe you've just started giving yourself permission to slow down. Because the truth is, time is the highest form of wealth. And when you start trading money for time, not time for money, you've already made it farther than you think. A person making $80,000 a year but working 35 hours a week, spending evenings with their family, is often wealthier than someone making $200,000 but never seeing their kids. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So if you've started valuing your hours like your dollars, congratulations, that's what quiet wealth feels like. Getting rich rarely feels like getting rich. It feels like making calm, boring decisions day after day. It's skipping the impulse buy. It's choosing patience over panic. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. Most people think wealth happens in big leaps, but it's actually built in small, consistent steps that no one applauds. And if even one of these signs sounds like you're not just doing okay. You're building something that can't be taken from you. Not by inflation, not by a bad boss, not by luck. You're quietly becoming wealthy. Keep going. If this helped you see your progress differently, give the video a like so it reaches someone who needs that reminder too. And if you want to go deeper into how the wealthy actually think, check out my next video. I'll see you there.